Hey guys, it's Max. How's everyone doing today? Trying to learn how to do these streams with just audio only. Let's start here with Defiance, of course. Just really quick. Let's just see how Defiance is doing. All right, right now, JEPY is making maximum profit. Unfortunately, they're down 13. They're still down 13 cents a share on the month. Dividend estimates at $1.22. That's all for that one. Triple QY is going for 1.1 million. They're realizing all of it. So that means for the month, they're at 29 cents and their dividend estimates at $1.65 in this young month. I updated the up days and down days. If you guys are interested, we can keep that live. 67.91% of the time, and the average profit per day went up a little bit in the past week. It's now at 106. I think last week it was like 95 or something. But we've had some big profitable days lately. Yesterday was $1 million profit. The day before it was $500,000 profit. Now IWMY, these guys are realizing most of the money they're going for. They're going for 700,000. They're only realizing 400,000. This puts them up 33 cents a share on the month, and the dividend estimate is $2.82. Now let's look at the charts for Defiance real quick. Let's start with USO, because we didn't talk about USO on the spreadsheet, but we do know they sold the 71 strike option that expires today, and they're in really good shape because they sold the 71. They're in really good shape because USO, the ETF, is trading around 72 right now. Great job. Great job. So they should be in good shape on that one. And then real quick, let's check out IWMY. These guys trade Russell 2000. So this was the Russell 3000. This was the weakest. This was the weakest. And you can see for this one, it opened under the profit box, and actually the market's been rallying from the open. There was a slight gap down this morning in the Russell. Hopefully it won't hurt our DTE too much. Let's check SPX. This is what JEPY or WDTE trades, and amongst lots of other things. Half the funds trade SPX. So this one's really important. Same thing. Gap down this morning and a rally right back up. We'll now check NDX, which is NASDAQ, which is what Triple QY trades. These guys are actually above max profit. These guys are at max profit right now. Looks like they're close to the high of the day. Looking good. Okay, so let's go to Yield Max now. Or let's go to the buffer report. This is the index buffer report. So let's see how the index funds are doing. I don't think iSpy is really up that much. Okay, SPY-T. The indexes, things really aren't moving in S&P land. SFOL is outperforming. So is ZIVB, but ZIVB, I believe, had a pretty bad day yesterday. FEPI's outperforming. That's really nice, as is AIPI. Great job. QDTE, nice job, outperforming a little bit on the upside. YMAG pulling back. I don't know what's going on with the Russell's not moving. The things are all over the map. It's a little early to look at the buffer report. Let's look at the single stock buffer report. Then we're going to do the call spread report. Then we'll talk about the Roundhill dividend. Roundhill announced dividends last night. They went up a little bit. It was like 22 cents on XDTE. All right. But my guess was going to be 28 cents. I haven't really been following that much, but it's still, my formula is still too high. So I'm still working on it. We'll take a look. All right. Let's see. As far as outperformance goes, we have Coney killing it. Great job, Coney, outperforming Coinbase. We have a lot of other ones that are doing well, though, like Misty, NVIDIA, AIYY. Look at Babo outperforming Baba. Boy, that's really nice. I had thought BABA was totally capped on my call spread report, which we'll look at in a second. I don't think they were on there. I thought they were totally capped. I watched Corey. She follows these a lot closer than I do, and I think she had them capped. But whatever. Maybe they uncapped last night. The trades on my call spread report are based on Monday's close. So if it happened Tuesday, I'm behind, unfortunately. I'll probably enter those trades today, and then it'll be back caught up tomorrow. We'll look at the call spreads in a second. All right. But anyway, that's a great job in any event by Babo. Zomo looking really good. GDXY also looking really good. And look at Infly getting more than their share of upside. That's wonderful. Really, the only one kind of on the bad list is Tesla. It's not really Tesla's fault that Tesla's pulling back, but it's not great that Tesla's catching all the downside. Same thing goes for GUI for that matter. Now, Murny, MRNY, doing a better job buffering today. Market's only been open a little while, so grain of salt. Okay, so call spread report. Everything's out of the money at this point in the day. I didn't see BABA on here or Babo. The inverse ones weren't on here, like Fiat did not have a call spread. Neither did Dips. I'm pretty sure this is all the ones with the call spread. So as of a few minutes ago, I made a list of the closest to being in the money, though. And these are them: XOMO, Dizzo, GUI, MSFO, Aptly. These are the ones where they're close, where the stock's price, the underlying price, is closest to going over the call spread. So the ones we're really pulling for is ExxonMobil, Disney, Google. Then after that, these other ones are 2 or 3% over. But the ones that are really close, Exxon, Disney, and Google. So let's look back here at this. So Exxon, I believe, was getting almost all the upside. Google, where's GUI? Where is GUI? Okay, well, there's ExxonMobil getting almost all the upside. Okay, unfortunately, GUI's catching a lot of downside today, catching just about all the downside. ExxonMobil and Dizzo. Dizzo was the other one that's close to going in the money. And sure enough, that makes sense with how they're behaving, because they're up about the same amount as the parent assets, the underlying. Presumably, from this point, they should go up pretty much at 1-to-1 for the parent asset, because they're pretty much over the place where they're back to being uncapped again. Okay, so we'll pull for those. Well, we're pulling for all of them. We're pulling for all of them, even MSFO, Aptly, Fibby, OARC, JPMO, Murny. They aren't that far. I mean, 2 or 3% is nothing for some of these stocks, right? All right. Let's go back here to the charts and see what's moving today. Look, that's good to see the market on the highs of the day. Speaking of that, okay, let's look at the Max's volatility modeling, or my volatility timing system, or whatever. Okay, you can see right here on Monday it issued a sell at 470. Well, that's great because the market was down yesterday, but the market's bouncing back today, and now we're at 569. So who knows? Who knows? The system keys off this chart right here. Whenever this index or chart is trending up, it means people are putting on hedges. So people are bearish. So it's a rules. I have a rules-based system. And it's a little more complicated than that. It also looks at this chart, which is VIX futures, but you can see that one's trending up as well. And then it also looks at this chart, which is VIX of VIX, so volatility of volatility. So, and this one is definitely trending up. So right now we're cautious, and that's why it's red right here. But if it turns back the other way, where people start taking off hedges, the VIX is a proxy for people hedging, for professionals hedging, people buying protection, portfolio insurance and stuff. Anyway, I've made plenty of videos about it. If you guys are interested, there's tons of videos. All right. Well, anyway, so we're still cautious here. So see what happens. Let's pull out the Qs. We haven't looked at the Qs in a while. Let's look at a daily chart of the Qs. We don't look at daily charts enough. I like to evaluate things based on the Bollinger Bands. You can see when you get outside the Bollinger Bands, it either starts a trend in that direction or it doesn't, or it mean reverts. This time I got outside the Bollinger Bands one day and it mean reverted, and that's kind of what you call it when it goes back to the middle of the Bollinger Bands. But you have to be cautious when it gets outside the Bollinger Bands, because that's also when it can start trending up. But it could also do like it did here, where it mean reverts and slams it back the other way. Here's the opposite thing. It got outside the Bollinger Bands on the other side, but it couldn't establish a trend. So the mean reversion happened in the other direction. So the market's just kind of chopping back and forth here. But I think it's that discretion is the better part of valor in here in this time between now and the election. So I'd stay cautious. These are some meme trades that we've been looking at just for fun. And I have one that is bullish on Trump and his election chances, and one that's bearish, a trade. And we're just looking at how those trades are doing every day as a proxy for Trump. Yesterday, his bullish trade was up like $120, and the bearish trade was down a little bit. Today, the bearish trade has bounced back almost even, and the bullish trade's only up $65. The bullish trade looks like this. It's a long bet on his stock in that holding company, DJT. Now, I'm surely not recommending this. We're just looking at it because I like to study volatility, and there's a ton of volatility in the stock. So I'm using it as like a teaching tool. But we're going to watch this spread all the way till the election. This spread, it doesn't expire until November 15th. So we're going to use this as a proxy. We're also going to look at this. Instead, polls are very inaccurate, in my opinion, because they're too prone to be biased or political or whatever. When you actually have to put money on the line, and there's several $billion, there's $1.1 billion in this poll. Money's the great equalizer, for sure, in the market. That's the way it works, because you have to put your money where your mouth is, and there's an immediate consequence if you buy a stock and it goes south. Same thing with this. If people trying to, maybe if it was a poll, people would try to maybe influence or whatever. But whenever you have to attach money to your opinion, it makes it more realistic. Well, anyway, so it's pretty much a toss-up in here. Okay, so one other thing I want to talk about real quick. We're going to look at the election every day, just because of what it has to say about volatility and about the market. XTTE, 22-cent dividend. The reason I haven't been talking about it much is because I'm still working on my formula. So look at this 5-day rolling average. The 5-day rolling average just hit 9.5, or yesterday, which is when they declared it, just hit 9. Okay. So, but I'm informed they pay 10 days behind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So based on the 5-day period from what they were paying at, it was 12.3. Okay. And I'll put this over here, 12.3. And they pay, what do they pay? Yeah, 22.8. Okay. So then the 5 day before that was the payment before that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the vol was a little more elevated there, but actually this one was, I believe, 20 cents. Anyway, I'm going back and I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're doing, because we have you can look at the AM volatility. There's a VIX for the 1 day volatility. And not only that, we can look at the opening print of it. And so that's the market that these guys, Roundhills, sells their options in. They use 1 day options that in that morning. So it's a really good proxy. So, so let me tell you what I'm seeing based on this. And this hasn't been very reliable yet, but based on this, if we are really back 10 days behind, that means as we catch up, next week will be about a 12.2, but then the week after that will be a 9. So if I'm seeing the volatility that I'm thinking, if it was a 22 here, and that's a 12, then it's 9 here. I'm just going to I'm going to predict out here, 17. I'm going to predict a 7 or, a 17 for the week after next, or, and for next week, I'm going to predict, because it went from 13 to 12, so I'm going to predict like a 20. So we'll see. So next week maybe we have 20. The week after that we have 17. If they really are paying 10 days behind, which I have a really good source on it that told me they are. So maybe that's the problem. Anyway, I'll try to get some better content and graphics on this. I know it sucks. Thanks for sticking with me. At least you guys didn't have to listen to a bunch of option talk today, right? Okay, so I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I just wanted to check out all the meme trades, see if any of them were doing anything. I also showed you guys how to do one in GME and how to do one in AMC, but there's content on that if you're interested, or text me. One other thing, the $1 million baby trade is down $5,000 today. The other day it was down $10,000. But then a few weeks ago, it was up $20,000. One day it was up $50,000. I love the concept of this trade, this get out of jail free card. Here's where the market is now, and it lasts till New Year's Eve. So this trade will lose $32,000 by New Year's Eve. That's how much it costs. That's how much these options cost. So that's how much net you're spending. You're also selling some options in here, but that's your net. Anyway, but what you're playing for here is a 10% drop. Market drops 10%. This on New Year's Eve, this thing's worth $79,000. So if you have $1 million account that's down 10%, you have a $100,000 loss. But at 20%, but it's actually designed for 20%. It even put extra in for taxes. See, at 20%, you could cash this spread in for $262 on New Year's Eve. Okay, so where you only lost about $200,000 in your account. So anyway, if somebody's interested in a trade like this and they didn't get one on, I recommended this before the market crashed in August, or almost crashed in August. I recommended this trade in late July, and it'll last till the end of the year. But anyway, if anyone is late to the hedging party but still wants to hedge, I can make some more content, and I can update this trade, and it probably won't cost $32,000 because we have less time. It'll probably cost $25,000 or something. Maybe I'll make some content on that. So I don't want anyone to get caught here by an end of the year pullback. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go now. I appreciate you for being here. You have a wonderful day.